have the worst taste in intro music. I apologize. Hey you all, Farmer Jesse here. Gonna talk real quick about an interplant idea I got from Jared Smith down at Jared's Real Food when we were down there in California, that I love and has already helped save some situations that normally I would just either have to take a loss on or take a loss on. Yeah, actually it's both of them. So let's do it. All right, first things first, if you are not subscribed to this channel, make sure to hit the subscribe button. And if you are subscribed, awesome. Okay, so carrot germination, right? This is like a totally fine, actually pretty nice carrot germination here. Not perfect, but pretty great. Not quite as great. Terrible, terrible. Different varieties. So this was Mokum, Atlas, Romance, and the Romance for whatever reason didn't germinate as well. These are our early carrots. We always just sow them kind of on their own. But we sow them on the first week of March, and we sow them without cover. We want them to slowly germinate. So sometimes the germination can get kind of funky because of frosts and those sorts of things. So this week, so this year, like I said, we had some good germination here and some pretty poor germination here. So one of the tips that I got from Jared Smith that I really love and we've been utilizing in several places is not culling the whole bed, right? Like this is it would be a very big loss to have a crop in the ground for a full month that you ultimately just get rid of. So instead, what we've been doing is going through and planting head lettuces in the gaps. Right? So I was able to fit 200 head lettuces in here to fill in the gaps where there are not really great carrot stands. Because you do have to ultimately you do have to make that decision of whether or not to just get rid of the whole bed, which can be expensive, or leave it and make just a little bit of money, which can also be kind of expensive. When space is limited, you really have to maximize it. So the head lettuce has actually been kind of a great option for us. You could also probably do this with beets. I wouldn't probably do it with green onions because, I don't know, they're a little slower, but maybe. I mean, if the timing worked out at the stage of your carrot, that you could put something like a green onion in there, that would work. I wouldn't direct seed anything either. I probably wouldn't put even radishes. Although we do a lot of interplanting with radishes and carrots, I wouldn't put them after the carrots have already come up. But head lettuces actually work really well. So what we've been doing is starting extra trays of head lettuces just to fill in gaps where they happen. Because gaps are going to happen. Like I said, in an ideal world, obviously, everything germinates. That doesn't always work out. Sometimes it's temperature, especially early on in the season. Sometimes it's a temperature issue. Sometimes it's a moisture issue. Sometimes it's a seed issue. And in this case, I suspect, just because these varieties did fine and this one didn't, and pretty much all the same bed prep, that this one didn't germinate because maybe the seed wasn't great, which is maybe my fault. It could have been from last year. So, and I should say, like, interplanting has a lot of benefits, right? If you're especially in this case, you're maximizing the space. So you're maximizing the photosynthesis on that bed, which means that you're pumping more carbon into it than if you just left those carrots there. The other thing is that it brings in a different range of exudates, so different microbial sugars that come in from the plant through photosynthesis, a different range of those, so it gathers different microbes. So you're kind of increasing your diversity too. So we always interplant. We interplant almost every bed on our farm. At least once a year, almost every single bed has a second crop in it or goes into it while the other crop is still in it. That's called relay cropping, or we call it everbedding. Like an example of that is that we put last year's strawberries. Next year's strawberries are interplanted into one of this year's beds of lettuces, and we'll probably actually get a second crop in here of something else before these really take over the bed. So that's like one example, but I want to show another example of interplanting to kind of save a crop or save a bed. So here's another example. The spinach germination on this bed wasn't great, but I had enough space to throw in some head lettuces, so we can actually either use that as a mix or just cut head lettuces. Actually, I keep saying head lettuces, but in that case, that's actually Salanova, but we can use it as a head lettuce. Anyway, cutting the lettuce out or mixing it all together with the spinach and having a mix. We'll probably do the former, not the latter, but you could do either. So anyway, I'm gonna be doing more videos over the summer. Been behind because of pandemics and stuff. So anyway, like this video if you like this video. Make sure to subscribe to the podcast. Let me know any questions you have. I'll try and answer them. I'm sure I didn't cover everything. Yeah, we've got lots of crazy stuff going on the farm, so I'll be excited to talk about that. All right, talk to you later. Gotta go harvest. Bye.